And we're not live, but we're recording.
That's a good.
It's a good thing.
So, welcome.
Before we start, I want to say that this is the first time we're recording a podcast, so we might have some interruptions from aliens, other residents of the household, and the audio quality might not be the highest, but we tried our best.
Yeah, this is we're making do with what we have.
We have one microphone at the moment. I have a second at home, but I don't have any way to use both at the same time, so I'm going to look for equipment for that. And I will look for something to get an updated image that you guys can look at. All right?
So that's just some basic stuff. So I'll introduce myself because if you're watching this, you might not know who I am.
He's started.
I've been on Gavin's channel a couple times.
I think like your most viewed appearances were in the Spider-Man playthrough, like the first and last episodes.
I was there for both of those. I forgot. Was I there for the last couple episodes?
You were not there for the first episode, but I do know you were there for the finale.
Oh yes, I remember talking about Doc Ock.
Yep. We had some great times.
That's awesome.
So, I was we've been compiling a list of various topics that we could probably talk about. I'm not going to start with any of those. I thought of one the other night that I thought Rusty would get a kick out of.
Okay.
I know how you like my threat. I'm gonna poop.
Yes.
So
that's pretty good.
So they got me thinking, like, do you think like the generic overused insults are better than like improvised on the spot insults?
No. I think that the best insults come from A, the situation, and B, the person.
Yep.
You I'm gonna poop. Like
I only say that when I'm gonna get really angry.
Yes. Like he doesn't use the word poop, but I can tell you what. It's like he looks at me like if we're having an argument or something, he'll look at me with open eyes and he'll say, "Rusty, I'm gonna poop." And it's like, okay, cool. And so I know I've got him peeved, and my cat has decided to sniff your coat, which we are using to deaden some of the sound.
It's fine. I'm sure she won't ruin anything.
She gets up, she starts grabbing at it. Oh, she's going under the table.
She tries to vor it. I'm sorry, that was too far. Vor is too far. Some of my favorite insults are like peasant, calling people peasants or cowards. I really like those.
Fool. Alan used to always duel out fool.
Yeah.
Alan is the third musketeer, and you'll probably see him eventually.
I'm thinking Alan should be our first guest star.
First guest star, yeah. So Gavin and I are probably going to be the constants, and then
we're definitely going to be the constants.
Yeah, we are the co-hosts, and then we're going to have other people on.
Yeah, we're going to have a guest every once in a while. So we're going to have like Alan. We're going to have some other nerds from school.
Yeah, so maybe a teacher or two.
That'd be awesome.
They have a couple of our teachers have told
they're interested. I've asked Walters and Mike's personally, and they were both down.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun. But I think that I like it. Like Alan's deliverance, he's just, "You fool!"
Yeah, Alan has good delivery on a lot of his insults.
He's so passionate about it.
While they might be repetitive, they certainly pack a punch.
That's the idea of the insult.
Yeah,
it's just to make sure that you let the other person know, hey, I'm not happy with what you're doing. Stop.
I stumbled across something while I was taking care of personal business in the bathroom. Okay. I was on my phone and I found the perfect formula for generating an insult on the spot.
Okay.
I forget exactly what it was, but it's like...
Did you find this on 9gag?
No.
Or iFunny?
iFunny. It was on iFunny, for sure.
I forgot you use iFunny.
It was like adjective swear word noun.
I think that's a good formula, which I'm not willing to test here because I got to keep the gloves on, ladies and gents.
We're trying to keep the language tame.
Yeah, as tame as possible. We're gonna use baby swears.
I think,
if that makes sense.
I think a really good formula. That's a good formula, though. Like,
yeah.
Like
I feel like the swear is almost always if you're just coming up with one on the spot, the swear is pretty much necessary, unless you have like an archaic word, like Alan uses, like fool.
Yeah.
No one uses fool anymore because it's like it's old. You know,
Yeah.
you don't think, but that's what gives it such a punch because you don't ever hear someone say like you're not out with like your dad or something and you mess up and he says, "Rusty, you fool."
Yep.
I'd love to hear my dad say fool.
You never hear silly little insults. It's always like a one word swear.
Degenerate. That's a fun one.
That's a good one. Like, you bankrupt degenerate. I feel like that's a good insult.
You homeless pansy. Mike uses pansy sometimes and it makes me laugh.
You incompetent orangutan.
One thing that you're going to find throughout our podcasting adventures, this is to the audience and not to Gavin, because he already knows this. I'm very fond of monkeys. I feel like monkeys are a very fun way of portraying comedy, because they're like small, less evolved humans.
That's exactly what they are.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're like a monkey
No,
picks
I
his
don't
nose.
want. I don't want religion in my podcast.
I don't want religion in my podcast. Listen.
Oh, hang on. I'm gonna start a timer. I forgot to start it. We've been on for maybe
A couple minutes.
7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Something around there. So,
We don't want it to be too long.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a timer.
How long do we want this?
Whoops.
Our episodes to be half hour, hour.
I'm gonna just start a stopwatch, and whenever we feel like checking the time, we'll check that. And if we feel like it's been going on a little too long,
I feel like we should just record the podcast as like a conversation.
Yeah,
like where we feel like it would end.
Yeah.
That's where we stop.
Yeah.
You know, where were we? We were talking about monkeys. We were we were talking about. Okay, so listen, if you don't believe in evolution, that's okay, but like, don't be like, yo, dinosaurs existed with people.
Yeah, I feel like I think that principle can be used in anything. Like, if you prefer to play Call of Duty to Battlefield, I agree with you. Just don't be a jerk about it, you know?
Don't shove your opinions down other people's throats, and you should be A-okay.
Yeah, I don't care what your opinion is, really, as long as you don't.
Yeah.
Unless it's something really, really like
something bothersome,
something not accepted by society.
Yeah, that's. We live in a society.
Shut up.
Oh, we should watch that. You still haven't seen Joker.
I haven't seen Joker.
Joker is a really good movie. I like it a lot, but you know, people always.
That's something Rusty and I were talking about on our way here. We were on our way back from making some errands. He wanted to spend some of the extra Christmas money, so we went to GameStop, and on our way back we were like, dude, we should like watch an old movie or a movie that someone says like this is a staple of the genre, and then like immediately after we get on the podcast and talk about that movie.
I think that some of what brought that to mind for you was because you hate Jaws.
I don't hate Jaws.
You know,
Rusty, are you gaslighting me?
No. Okay, so for the audience, Gavin watched Jaws and he was not impressed.
I was not. I almost fell asleep.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's just
I actually have never seen Jaws, but I know the mystique. I know the presence.
It's not that it's a bad movie. It's got a good premise. Just my problem was the audio was terrible. Like you could hear like just the ambience. Like it was almost loud. Like there was a scene where they were in a hospital. And like just the sound of the empty room was almost overwhelming to their conversation.
Okay, yeah, that's a problem. I was going to say, and I don't have a problem if you're like on a beach or something and there's a lot of people.
Well, there was a lot of that too. Like
like, as long as you could hear the characters over it,
you can still hear them, but sometimes you kind of have to like strain your hearing.
You're like, huh?
It was
what?
Yeah, some of it the audio wasn't balanced. It was kind of slow. There wasn't. I didn't notice a lot of music. I
feel like this score can do a lot for a movie.
I just didn't enjoy the movie. I can respect that I can see why it's like a staple of cinema.
Of course, I think a lot of it comes from the use of special effects.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the first movies Steven Spielberg worked on. You know, he made E.T., all sorts of
Well,
stuff.
actually, that's another thing. The special effects, because like I grew up with movies that are like these huge, like couple $1 billion movies. Like they had this huge budget. They got all these flashy effects and explosions, and that's kind of what I'm expecting in movies. So when I didn't expect anything amazing from Jaws. I expected it to be underwhelming at best, and I was not let down by my own expectations.
I'm sorry to continue. I just thought that was funny.
No, I think that's about all I had to say because like I'm not used to those slow movies. The same reason that I wasn't like super into. All right, so my buddy, my girlfriend, and a few other people are telling me I have to watch the Star Wars movies because I
I
never
was
watched
actually
them.
about to talk about that.
I never watched them when I was growing up, just because I was always playing video games, and just recently I for the first time ever I actually sat down and watched through Episode 4.
I wanted to ask you how you liked the original trilogy.
Like I said, I've only seen Episode 4. I am planning on watching the other ones. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Let me say,
Dude, we could watch Empire tonight.
spoiler alert.
For what? 40-year-old movie? Almost 46-year-old movie.
Spoiler
I
alert,
think.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's death was silly.
He's just like, strike me down. You cannot
No,
hurt me.
I don't. The voice acting, I didn't expect a whole lot. The
No,
facial,
I wasn't making fun of his voice. That's what he does. That's what he sounds like.
Like Darth Vader, he swung the lightsaber, and then the camera moves, and like you just see him standing there with his lightsaber extended, and then the robe just drops. Like there's no swinging.
That is a little silly.
That was my only real complaint with the movie.
It's a good movie.
It's
very solid.
There were some parts where I felt like it was a little slow, but again, I grew up with these like fast-paced action movies.
I really love the part where Grand Moff Tarkin is with Leia, and he's just like, fire up the super laser.
Yep.
And then they blow up Alderaan.
Yeah, it's like, give me this info, and we won't blow up Alderaan. All right, cool. I'll blow it up.
Yup. It shows how evil the Empire is. And I was actually you were talking about growing up with big flashy movies.
Yep.
I grew up with the Star Wars prequels, like episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, how'd you like that?
Whenever I was a kid, I thought they were fun, but I slowly began to realize I was wrong as I got older, because they are pretty bad.
Yeah, that's all I ever hear about the prequels.
Yeah.
I hear that Jar Jar Binks is a fan favorite, but that's about it.
He should not be a fan. He's a fan favorite to make fun of. He's not enjoyable.
That's what I meant. He's kind of like he's a fan favorite punching bag.
That's the exact best way to describe Jar Jar Binks. So you've seen episode 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that same tone is carried on through 2 other movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Episode 5, episode 6.
Yep.
And then, like 30 years later, you hear there's going to be some new Star Wars movies coming out. Episode 1, episode 2, episode 3.
Uh-huh.
You're super excited. You're a Star Wars fan, right?
Of course.
You sit down for the theater. You sit down in the theater. You watch The Phantom Menace, and then you just see a bunch of Jedi weirdness. So I'll tell you how The Phantom Menace opens.
All right.
It's a young Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn, and they are like Jedis, and or Jedi. Sorry, that's the proper plural term. It's like moose. There is not Jedis. It's Jedi.
It's Jedis, like meese. Anyway, go on.
And so they're in this waiting room.
Rusty, silence your phone. I don't want to get copyright strike for another Metal Gear Solid detection noise.
I don't think that they can copyright strike you for a sound effect.
But
then again,
reference.
Konami is also mean. So, what was I talking about? So Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are in this room. They're waiting. They're about to do negotiations with these guys called the Separatists from this group called the Trade Federation, which wants to break off from the Republic and do their own thing. So, already boring, right?
Yep.
Because in episode 4, it starts off with Vader storming a rebel ship,
it starts
mowing down through everybody, being awesome.
It starts with a bang.
But so it's the prequels. I liked them as a kid. They were what I started watching whenever I was a kid. I didn't watch the original trilogy until after I watched the prequels.
Yep.
So I didn't have a problem with them. I still think that episode 3 is the most solid of them. but I'm not a fan of episode 1 or episode 2. But yeah, so sorry, I'm texting my mom.
It's alright, man. Speaking of old movies, you had me watch one. What was it, over the summer? The end of the summer
I think
or
it was at
something?
the end of summer.
Rusty had me and Alan over. Alan and I. I'm sorry. Wait. Me and Alan is the grammatically
Alan
correct.
and me.
In me and Alan.
No, it'll be Alan. You always put yourself last.
No, I don't.
You need to. That's the way you do it.
No, though I'm my number one priority.
Okay.
Rusty had me and Alan over to watch Terminator 2, and I was super excited about this. I had a great time watching it. There.
Are you trying to just find a way to describe the sequence of events that occurred whenever the T-1000 shows up?
Wait. The movie started, and we started watching it. And the T-1000 came into.
So first, it starts with the T-800 comes. He talks to John Connor and stuff. Yada yada yada. And then it goes to the opening of the T-1000.
The T-1000 comes in, and we all stop. We're like, wait.
So, for those who don't know, in the Terminator universe, for whatever reason, you cannot have anything, you cannot have any clothing on or anything whenever you time travel. So, T-1000 warps in nude as the day he was born, but he wasn't born. Whatever.
You
get it. You get the idea.
Yeah, you get the gist.
And he squats down.
We all stop and we look at each other. We're like, wait, do we see his man bits? So we pause the movie, we rewind it.
We all look at each other, and we all know what each other is thinking. Can we see those bits though? And so we went back, and sure enough, you can't see the bits.
You can see the bits.
But my stepdad came down and he saw us doing this, and he was taken aback.
He wasn't like disappointed in us.
I wouldn't even say he was surprised.
Anyway, he wasn't even surprised. Anyway, I loved Terminator. I feel like it was a great. Some of like the liquid metal effects.
Yeah,
were very silly.
This was like 1992, so
those were all very silly, but it was a very enjoyable movie.
The practical effects, I always loved practical effects.
Oh yeah,
they did a lot of that in the most recent Star Wars movie, which I'm very happy that they do that, because I think that practical effects a lot of times, they can look. Good practical effects is better than like the worst CG by a long shot.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen Predator? Do you ever watch Predator?
I've heard good things about Predator. Haven't watched it. You wanna watch that? You wanna add that to the list?
We're gonna put that on the list. We need to make. Hold on, I'm gonna do that right now.
All right.
Podcast list. Where should we put it? Would it be running segments?
Yeah, running segments. Old movies Gavin has to watch.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if we should like try to force some of these running segments, but like if they're popular, definitely. Actually, this got me thinking. I think you guys, some of you might find that we have a similar humor to like the Game Grumps or some other immature grown men. If we ever mention anything about the Game Grumps or like the Super Mega Cast, that we do a lot of that because we're big fans of them. We think they're hilarious. Ew.
Butt beanie.
Butt beanie.
Case in point.
Yeah. A lot of our humor is kind of just like poopy and butts and monkeys.
It made me think of the Japan vlog. Oh yeah, we watched those. Whenever you, Zach, and Alan were all over, we were on the living room. I put on all the Japan vlogs.
Yeah.
And whenever Matt feeds the monkey the peanut, the origin of one of my very favorite images ever. It's just okay. So for the viewers, it is this.
Here, do you want me to see if I can get up like a face cam and we can put like lower the brightness on your phone and like put it on the
I have
camera?
to find it first.
All right, you find the picture.
It's definitely on my phone somewhere. But to summarize the picture, it is this Matt from Super Mega he's kind of tall and he's kind of lanky. He's got real bony hands. So he's holding a peanut, and there's this monkey on the other side of a fence, desperately reaching to grab the peanut. And I feel like there's something very deeply funny about that. I think I also might be an idiot because I find it funny.
Oh no, it's hilarious.
I gotta find it. Where's the monkey?
If this kind of humor is for stupid people, then I don't want to be smart.
Fair enough.
Because like I might not be curing cancer, but I'm still having a good.
I'll be darned if I cannot laugh at funny monkeys.
I'm still having a good time.
Yeah. You say that, and I just think of "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen.
Okay, Rusty and I went to GameStop, like I said, and we do have a capture card, but it's like super junk.
It's kind of poo-poo.
The frame rate is not the best, and whenever we try to optimize the frames, the color gets all weird. So I'm going to look for a new capture card for sure. And when we do, we're going to record Smash Bros. We're going to record... Do you want to get some Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games?
That would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
I was just scrolling through my images. And I found that.
No.
Are we going to talk about it?
No, we're not. Not yet. Let's wait until we get some more viewers, like a couple hundred.
Right beside that is this, which is from one of the Super Mega Drunk drawings.
That's a good one.
That's the Sonic episode, I think. And that's their artist, Dan. That's not his name. Don. Dane? You're just looking at me. So, the reason I said Dane, I don't have to explain myself, never mind. Hey, F that noise, am I right?
Rusty. Acronyms.
Acronyms.
Or is that just like...
I don't think that's an acronym.
You don't think that's an acronym?
Because it's not like NASA.
Yeah, but it's like one letter that stands for a word that you know.
Yeah.
So is that like an abbreviation? Is it an acronym?
I can't find the monkey. It's definitely in here somewhere. Where could I have put it? Hold on. I'm having a situation here. I can't find my monkey.
Got ourselves a situation.
Set in a new location.
That's not the line. That's not the line.
Any explanation. Let that marina change on.
You sound mental.
Wow. What do you know? Oh. Looking through my images, I found a bunch of weird stuff. Who'd thunk?
Alright, Rusty, we are currently at 16 and a half minutes.
Lucy, go away. That's my canine. Lucy, I love you, but now is not the time. You're gonna knock over the microphone.
Go, Lou.
Start a situation.
Alright, I'm gonna get the podcast up. I'm gonna get the podcast ideas.
Why can't I find Funny Monkey? This never happens to me, I swear. I always know where my monkey is. I have too many images on my phone, that's the problem.
I don't want to do any of the more extreme topics.
Yeah, we'll save that for whenever we get deeper. I can't find it. I give up. If I find the monkey, I'll send it, and we can put it up eventually.
Yeah, we'll get it. We can definitely get a monkey.
Sounds like a fun idea.
That'll be a guest star.
Oh. Woo! Woo! Starts throwing around feces. I love that.
You know what?
I was just looking through the podcast things, and one of the points is why we find primates so entertaining.
Yeah, I think we've already covered that.
Yeah, because
you want to go more in depth on that since we're already kind of on the topic?
Yeah, sure. We'll continue talking about monkeys.
All right.
I think that monkeys are very funny because they act very close to humans, and of course they're structured very similar to humans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes they walk around
Yep.
with their little monkey feet.
They're very curious, very social.
And so I think that I mirror like that as being human, and I think of what would happen if a dude was doing these things. Like imagine you're handing a peanut to a very small man holding onto a cage. He's just reaching for it. He can't quite get it. That's even funnier than the monkey. So I think that that's why I find monkey funny.
I think monkeys are just funny because like you said, they're just unevolved humans. And I gotta be honest, I've always thought, like monkeys fling poo, right? As a child, I used to think they would cup their hands and like catch it when it's fresh.
Like they would just like lay down, put their hand underneath their bum,
or no, like they'd squat and like put it behind, like under, as if they're going to wipe. And they get you with like a fresh grenade.
Except it's a glass grenade. It goes off on contact.
Yeah.
God. Okay, so it's one of like my favorite modifications in video games. Whenever you make grenades blow up on contact.
Impact grenades are the best.
Yep, they had there's an upgrade for that. I think in Just Cause 3, but I restarted a game and I couldn't get used to grenades having normal stuff again.
Borderlands is the same way. Once you get used to one type of grenade mod, it's hard to go back.
Yeah. But Just Cause 4 doesn't have grenades, so.
What?
Yeah.
Just because 4's starting to sound like a downgrade.
It is actually really fun. I got back into it recently.
Let me go back. You said Just Cause 4 is really fun?
Yeah.
How many...
He's making a real funny face, so...
So we're talking about like glass grenades, right?
Yep.
How many third graders could you take on if you had unlimited water balloons?
Unlimited water balloons? Like, you say that, I imagine, I hold up my hand, it's just, whoa!
No, you got, like it's, you have like a 1 gallon bucket, and it's filled with water balloons.
And they just spontaneously generate?
Yeah, they spontaneously generate, like, from the bottom.
I feel like I could take on more if they were frozen.
Frozen water balloons?
Frozen, yeah. Dude,
that
it's like a baseball.
That's a dick move, though.
I mean, so how many do you think I could take on? When you say take on, I imagine I'm exterminating these children.
No, they're like Pokemon.
I'm just keeping them at bay.
They're like Pokemon.
I'm waiting for my evac. I'm out in the wilderness. I'm being ambushed by a tribe of rabid third graders. All I have is water balloons and my wits. Pick that up, Discovery Channel. Man vs. Wild, more like man versus third graders. It's the plot to the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Kindergarten Cop.
No, they're like, you're not killing these third graders. When I say take on, I mean, how many could you take?
I mean, take on me.
Before they
take me on.
Like how many could you? How many could you incapacitate?
Yo, if I have water balloons, I think I'd be better off just using my hands. Because water balloons.
No, but like if you hit a kid in
they
the
go,
face,
ow!
If you hit a kid in the face with a water balloon, though, they're down for a second.
Yeah, this gives me enough time to run from the over. I imagine a horde, like World War Z, like how the zombies are like stacking on top. It's like that, but third graders.
Can we agree that was like a C tier movie at best?
That movie sucked.
It wasn't great. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen.
It
wasn't as bad as Jaws.
Let's talk about World War Z for a second. How does a virus know how if other people are infected with a different virus and stay away from them?
I don't want to talk about World War Z. I want to talk about Metal Gear Solid.
Where did that come from?
Isn't like the plot of Metal Gear 5, like there's a disease that infects people based on what freaking language they speak?
Yeah, it's like a vocal parasite.
That's stupid.
It is a little dumb. It's also a very Kojima thing to do.
I think a virus avoiding another type of virus is more scientifically believable.
No, listen. So you're infected with a virus, and this virus is controlling your actions. You have no way of knowing if another person has a virus or not. Like they would stay away from people who were like terminally ill. Like whenever they were in Israel, there was like this kid who was just getting like ran past by all the zombies. And it was just like, how do they know? What do they smell it?
Yeah.
Wolverine?
Yeah.
Just, this boy's gross. Let's leave.
Yeah, they take a big whiff.
They take a big whiff of this boy.
If the kid's got like a flu or something, they leave him.
Just, we're not getting this one.
No, I can't afford to get sick. I got work tomorrow.
I also think, but the one thing I did really like is whenever they have like Patient Zero, they have the flashback that they go to like the bunker to investigate it, and that they have like Patient Zero, and he's like, the whole place is burnt down because you don't want any of that leaving.
Yep.
The Patient Zero is like whenever they go up to him, like his eyes are like in different spots, and then they rotate to focus on someone. That's so creepy, man.
That's cool.
That freaks me out. Yeah. Like, that is the one good thing about that movie. Everything else, it's just...
Have you seen the World War Z game?
I played it. My friend,
really?
Our friend Jesse has it. And, yeah, I went over and I played it, and it's kind of like Left 4 Dead, but, like, a lot more zombies, and they're a lot more violent. And I think it's really fun.
I'm going to have to try it sometime, then.
Like, I don't think I would buy it, because... I prefer Left 4 Dead because it has. I always play around in Left 4 Dead whenever I play it.
Would you be able to? Does he have it like downloaded, or could you borrow it?
He has it. I think he has it downloaded, but I'll ask him about it.
All right, I would love to try it. So like, where does he live? Just a few blocks.
Yeah, he just lives over there.
Oh, cool.
Over on that hill.
Yeah, we could definitely go hang out.
Yeah.
Play some World War Z video games.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind hanging out with you. I mean, he doesn't mind you.
No, he doesn't.
We both know Ollie doesn't mind you.
None of that either.
Yeah, no, I don't think we can get into that this early. It's a little bit premature. But let's just say our friend Ollie has a thing for Gavin. And
that was really explicit.
No, not actually. Like, okay, so we like to joke on each other now and again, but Ollie. It's hard to tell if he's actually joking sometimes.
I think this is like a universal rule. If you're joking if you're joking about something long enough, you actually become interested. Like, I feel like everybody went through like, oh, anime is so silly, so dumb, and then everyone likes some kind of anime, whether it's like Naruto or My Hero or Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I only like the mainstream stuff, but I like the mainstream stuff a lot.
Yeah.
I love me some Dragon Ball.
Minecraft is another thing. There was a long period where people were like, Minecraft is not cool anymore.
I was really happy that we were ahead of the curve on that. It's like we started playing Minecraft again, and then what do you know? It became popular again. I thought that was cool.
I don't know, man. I think that was just coincidence.
Yeah, no, we were still ahead of the curve, whether or not. I mean, I'm not saying we were forerunners. I mean, obviously.
We set the trend.
Idiot. We were just playing, in a basement or something. But no, I think it's cool whenever you are doing something and then that happens to catch on.
I remember in middle school. God, if my family watches this, I'm gonna get a lot of flack because like, I always try to play like, I did a lot of silly things when I was a kid. Not like irresponsible things, but I did a lot of laughable things when I was a kid, and my family is like, oh, you don't remember this? I'm like, nope, I don't remember. So like,
is this like a story you were told, or is this something you remember?
This is something I vividly. What was I talking about?
You were saying.
Oh, in middle school. So like, this was around the time. I think I was maybe like 13 or 14. I was playing Devil May Cry.
The reboot.
The one that everyone hates. I don't think it's that bad because it was the first one that I played. But then I played Devil May Cry 5 and I'm like, oh my god, this is so much better.
We can go into unpopular opinions later, but continue your story.
Yeah, so I was playing Devil May Cry, and based on how you do in the combat, for those of you who don't know, you get like cool, beastly, or archaic, sadistic, sensational, whatever. You get like different lettering ratings, and it was like savage, sadistic, sensational. Those were like the 3 S ranks. There was like 1S, double S, triple S. And whenever something cool would happen in school, I was like, dude, that's savage. And yes, I know. And a couple of weeks later, everyone was saying, dude, that's savage. So me and my best friend at the time, we were like, dude, I set this trend. I made this happen. I'm so cool.
Okay, I only laughed because I did something similar.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember I don't know if it was a thing where you went to school, but in like I think it was like 7th or 8th
Wish
grade.
you gotta speak up a little.
In 7th or 8th grade, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not used to what do you call it? Projecting.
Yeah.
In 7th or 8th grade, just randomly in the middle of like science class, I started singing the little Einstein theme. And then people, do you remember whenever people were just starting singing it again?
Yes.
I thought that I was responsible for that.
I hated that trend. I hate you for starting that trend.
Yes, it was I, the pioneer. How did you know? I made the little Einsteins.
My cousin, you met her a couple of times,
Yeah.
Abby.
Mhm.
She hates little Einsteins. Not because she's too old for it, but because like Einstein was interested in a lot of different things. But like I guess the cartoon only focused on
They always
music.
focus on music.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. You might as well call it like Little Mozart or something.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be more fitting. I don't know. Why are we talking about little Einstein? Oh yeah, because you set a trend.
Jeez, guy, you gotta be such a meanie. But I think that they called it Little Einsteins just for like the appeal of the Einstein name.
We've been on for almost a half hour.
Yeah. But I feel like they called it Little Einsteins because like obviously Einstein's got a lot of Einstein, little Einsteins. This must make my kid very, very smart boy.
Yeah, makes sense.
And so like you're gonna get viewers based off of that, I think. But really, it's just about like music and like art. Very little about math and like science and stuff, which of course Einstein was about a lot.
Yeah.
You looking through the ideas?
Yeah, I was also texting somebody.
All right. You do that.
Oh, Rusty.
Uh-huh.
So, talking about like kind of like middle school phases, right?
You would.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Emo phases.
Emo phases.
Oh boy.
Everyone's had an emo phase, right?
Oh.
You want me to start since I brought it up?
Yeah, please do.
All right. So like, where do I start?
It all started when I was born.
No, this was like my entire middle school career.
For me, it was only like 7th and 8th grade.
Oh, dude, I hated middle school.
Middle school did suck. Alan has the same idea. He also hated middle school.
I think middle school might be the worst part of some people's lives.
I think it used to be high school, but I don't know, something changed. I think it's because like we were given access to like American Dad and Family Guy and stuff whenever we were super young, and so our mindsets began to change earlier than before they would. You know what I mean? Like obviously you hit a physical puberty. I think there's also like a mental puberty where you go through your emo phase and you come out thinking closer to your adult self than you did previously.
Dude, I didn't expect us to get this deep talking about emo.
But you can get that's just a theory I came up with on the spot.
All right.
You can keep talking about your emo phase.
My emo phase, it wasn't so much my attitude. Well, it was a little bit my attitude. I had some real like depression problems in middle school. One big problem was because the only two girls I had a crush on were kind of toxic, which didn't change that much in high school. Huh. My laptop just notified me that my battery's running low.
What percentage is it at?
Looking for that now, actually. So you might hear a jump in the audio or like a hard cut. That's because we had technical difficulties. The outlet wasn't on and my laptop shut down. It didn't like turn off, but
hopefully it was still recording, but we won't really know for sure until we end this bit.
It was like comatose for a second.
Yeah, it was vegetative, I'd say.
Anyway, we were talking about our emo phases.
Yeah.
So like my behavior, I was really closed off, except for my best friend and my really toxic girlfriends. We're not gonna get into those right now, but like my emo phase was like stereotypical. Like I wasn't actually suicidal or anything. I just wore all black and I was really upset all the time.
Yeah. You can continue. It's just
Like,
I felt like saying.
yeah,
I think that's the trope for the emo phase.
yeah, like my whole wardrobe was like Avenged Sevenfold.
Ooh.
I had like all of their albums on iTunes too.
Jesse loves Avenged Sevenfold.
They're not a bad band. They are not bad, but like when that's all you listen to, there was a lot of Avenged Sevenfold. Admittedly,
Sorry, just part of what I listened to.
admittedly there was some Panic at the Disco. Yeah.
Oh, we heard Vernon Urie. We heard
Yeah.
him at Walmart.
Yeah, we did.
He's a sweet boy.
Dude,
he just makes really bad music.
I had this hoodie that I loved. It was like super baggy, like the sleeves came down past my fingers. It had like this giant hood. Oh, I loved it. It was so comfortable. Like not even joking about like being suicidal and depressed, because like those aren't things to joke about in the first place. But dude, I loved that hoodie. I don't know what happened to it. Oh,
Did you burn it?
no, I've never burned anything I owned.
Neither have I. I don't think so, at least.
I think I might have burned like old posters, but that might be it.
Posters? Posters of what? What did you burn?
Probably like Transformers. Cause like I loved the action figures, but like we've been over this. I haven't watched a whole lot of the cartoons.
Yeah. We watched the movie.
We did.
That was fun. You did not like Wheelie.
I did not. I hated Wheelie. Wheelie was probably my least favorite character.
But back to the emo phase. Was there anything else you wanted to say?
I don't think I had anything to add, except the only person I would really ever talk to was my best friend at the time, and I would have him over like every weekend, like Friday after school, and then he'd go home like Sunday night.
Oh, so you were like, you spent like
days at a time with it. Yeah, as much time as I could.
It's like, dude, as much as I like you, I can only spend a couple days around you. It's like I need me.
We need time to recharge. But he and I would play Borderlands for hours on end. He would bring his PlayStation and stuff over, and we'd play Borderlands. We'd play the Grand Theft Auto 5 online heists when those were still new, hot, and poppin'.
Makes me feel old.
Yeah.
I remember whenever GTA 5 was released.
Yeah, we're getting... Dude, a trope amongst our friend group is that we're getting old because we don't understand. We're not hip with all the new memes.
We are late teens, early 20s, and obviously that's not old by most standards.
It's not old, but like...
Because we are around we're very close to millennial age, like in terms, especially, like, I was talking about this during exams. I was with a couple friends after my anatomy exam, and I was talking, I said, if you grew up in, like, the later 90s and early 2000s, you're essentially a 90s kid, because, like, the culture carried over.
Yeah, it carried over for a few years.
The whole decade, essentially. Like, from 1990 to, like, I would say 2005?
Around that time.
Yeah, that's essentially... That is, like, the same culture.
Yep.
Because whenever I was growing up, there was, like, Cat Dog and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it had already technically, like, Ren and Stimpy and stuff. Rocko's Modern Life. All these shows had started before I was born. Mm-hmm. Because they were so successful, they were so long-running, they ran into our childhoods. Which we technically aren't millennials, but we're borderline.
Yeah. We're like, on the fence.
Yeah.
But we don't understand all these new memes like vibin'. I can kind of understand vibin'. What's one that we just don't understand?
The vibe check.
Vibe check. What does that mean?
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, so we have some friends who are a bit younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know. We've already exposed most of our friends.
Yeah, just their name.
Yeah, just their name.
But like, not their address or anything.
Yeah. So our friend Sebastian really likes. Like every once in a while, he'll send me like a vibe check meme. I'd be like, I love this. I'd be like, I don't want to tell him, but like, I don't get the vibe check. What's so funny about it? It makes me feel archaic. Like I'm from a bygone era or something.
I don't like how all the kids these days are like there's something new and hot, and then like there's just an oversaturation. Like you remember Old Town Road?
Yeah.
You
They do
couldn't
it to death.
you couldn't leave your house without hearing Old Town Road.
Yeah, they like something, and then they do it to death, and then
Yeah, they're like 8-year-olds. Like when I was a child, I would watch like the same Disney movie 100 times.
my little brother was like that with Frozen.
Ugh.
He he would do nothing, but like watch Frozen for like days on end. It's like, dude!
I think my obsession was Cars and then Wall-E.
You really liked Cars?
I did. I was so into Cars.
Me too, man. I liked Cars. I didn't like it enough to watch it. Like only that.
Oh my god, dude! I had so many like little toy cars. I had so many different Lightning McQueens. I had like regular Lightning McQueen with dirt on him, Lightning McQueen with cactus chunks on him.
I think I still have the dirty Lightning McQueen that Alan gave me. Okay, just a little aside. Once
Alan always gets like the weirdest gifts for Rusty. It's just like a toy that he finds somewhere. He doesn't buy it; he finds it.
He found a few years back. This might have been this was a couple years ago. And we were walking home, and he's just like, it's like, Rusty, I want to give you something. And he handed me this dirty. It's like it wasn't actually dirty.
It was painted to be dirty.
Painted to be dirty. That scene in Lightning McQueen where yes.
You sound like your mom.
That scene. Yeah, when are you playing Pikachu? But anyways, that scene in Cars where he goes into the ditch, he gets all dirty. It's a Lightning McQueen that's all mud covered. And he said, Rusty, I want you to have this. I found this at a doctor's office. And I was like,
hold on! Hold on! Are you telling me Alan is a thief?
Just, you say that, imagine he's crouched down, he puts a bucket on, like, the receptionist's head.
Oh, he doesn't expire it!
He just pickpockets the Lightning McQueen.
Rusty, you're making me laugh when I've got Dorito in my mouth.
The item is Lightning McQueen, and then parentheses dirty.
Steal.
Steal.
Weight .1.
He goes outside, there's a bunch of guards.
Stop! You violated the law!
Your stolen items are forfeit!
It's at a doctor's office. What? I think those are for all the children.
No, they're for Alan and now for me. I think I have that Lightning McQueen. It's either on my shelf at the end of my bed or it's falling off.
So for Rusty's birthday, I'm just going to assume Alan got this one at the doctor's office too.
I don't know where it came from. He has this. You can describe the toy. I'll explain why I don't think that it was just at his house.
So for Rusty's birthday, we went out to a buffet. We went to Katana's. First time I'd ever tried sushi. Hated sushi, but the rest of the food was great. When we got home, we gave Rusty his birthday presents. I got him a Funko Pop of All Might in his Silver Age costume, which is Rusty's favorite design for him. He's like, "Whoa, Gavin, this is awesome!" And he opened Alan's, and he was like this. What was it, like an alien? It's like you could cycle through his eyes.
Cycle through its eyes.
It was like a baby toy.
Yeah, it was. He did, and it was pink.
It was pink.
It was like a girl baby toy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Alan does have a sister.
Yeah.
His sister is only slightly younger than he is.
Just a couple years.
Just a couple years. So, if this was at his house, it has been there for like a decade. So, I don't know where he got this toy from, but I am very happy I now have it.
You would assume that if theoretically it was his sister's, right? If it was his sister's, they would have thrown it out to make room for new toys. So why does he have it? And if it's not from his house, where did he get it? We gotta interrogate him on this.
Wait, we have to tie him down to a chair in a dark room.
We gotta get
turn the light up.
Gotta get a car battery, for obvious purposes. Why is it silent?
I don't know. I can't detail exactly what we're going to do to him. I feel like that might be a little bit too graphic.
It's also illegal. I think what we're doing right now is illegal.
Well, we're not actually going to go through with it.
Yeah, but if you say, I'm going to kill someone, that's enough to convict you.
No, Eminem says it.
Eminem's he's a celebrity.
He's a role model.
He's a celebrity. He can kill whoever he wants.
Dude, Mark Wahlberg, he beat up a Taiwanese man. Did you know that?
What?
This like tiny Taiwanese man. He punched him in the eyes.
I don't-
He made him blind.
I don't think I heard about this.
He was getting, isn't that crazy?
That's whack.
And the dude from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Matthew Broderick, he hit a man with his car and killed him.
Oh my god.
But like he's still in movies and stuff. I mean, not anymore because he's not a good actor, but
He's not. What do you mean he's not a good actor, Rusty?
I mean, he's the only movie I can think of that he was in besides Ferris Bueller's Day Off was the 2000's Godzilla movie, which was really, really poo-poo. And so, about that, the newer Godzilla movie has Bryan Cranston, who played Walter White in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And recently I heard that apparently he has a tendency to call Uber drivers and then just like rip a fart.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
And then he just leaves.
Dude, that's not cool.
Yeah, no, that's that's not a very cash money move.
You call an Uber just to gas bomb them?
That's awesome. I wish I had the courage to do that. But we're from a small town, so we did see that Lyft car.
We did. There was a lift.
We went through McDonald's once last week, and there was a car in front of us on the line that had a Lyft sticker in the back, which we were both very surprised to see.
Yeah, man.
Because we're in like a backwater podunk town with like a population of less than I would say less than 4,000 people.
Definitely. I would be amazed if it's even triple digits.
Yeah, but like, so we see this dude with a Lyft sticker. He must be like the only dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he would really only need like, I don't know.
Maybe the 2 or 3.
Yeah, a couple. Because one, most of the people here are like 40s and up.
Yeah.
And so they probably already have transportation of some kind.
And like if there are kids in town, like they'll just walk. It's not a big place.
Yeah, exactly. That's it sounds like there's
there's a lot of movement up there.
I wonder if that's being picked up by the mic.
Like we could probably walk across town in like what, a half hour?
Yeah. Alan and I go for walks around town a lot.
Yeah.
And we like sometimes retread around. And again, it's like a walk. We're not even like it's just going around. We're not.
Dude, do you think maybe one time we could like, of course I would have to like maybe record it on my phone or something and get like a Bluetooth mic for my phone, but like do you think we could record a podcast like on a walk one night?
That sounds fun.
That would be awesome.
We could just talk about stuff we see on the street or something.
Yeah, man.
Or we could do it at one of the pavilions in the park because they have outlets and stuff.
Even better. It would have to be on like a summer night too, though.
Yeah.
Like a clear summer night, so that we're not freezing our butts off.
Yeah. So that was the Daily Dirt.
The Daily Dirt.
The Daily Dirt on Bryan Cranston.
Man, I can't believe
that's a very shameful act.
It is. The Uber drivers don't deserve that. They're like, you have to assume that they're.
Imagine you're getting it in an Uber, right? You see it's Bryan Cranston. You think, oh my god, I'm a huge fan of Breaking Bad. And he gets in, and you take him to his destination, and he says thank you. He farts. Really gross.
we need to spread this to Uber drivers, because like if they see
they need to know.
If they see Mr. Cranston, and like he orders an Uber, he calls an Uber, and he's walking out of a Taco Bell, they should know to get out of there.
Steer clear. This man, he's gonna have some real gross beanie farts.
He's gonna stain your car. He's gonna
taint your car permanently.
He's gonna stain your car, dude.
The value will be decreased because of his butt action.
His butt gas.
Indeed. So,
man, what a degenerate.
He's a real scumbag. God. He was in a movie with, like, James Franco. I forget what it was called.
Oh man, James, he pets me the wrong way, man.
Pets you the wrong way? He gives you a bad rub.
So did Sharon.
We got... Talking about digging in the dirt. Am I right? Ooh.
You can dig up dirt on me all day, man. I don't care. I can take a shower.
I could take a shower. That's an option. I choose not to. It builds character.
Good. Builds character and it builds stink.
It builds a great amount of stink. Oh, Jesus.
That's good. That's great. That's funny. Oh my God.
Okay. So, anyways, he was in a movie with James Franco.
Uh-huh.
And, God, I forget. I think it was like a comedy or something. I do not remember what it was about at all. I don't know why I'm even thinking of it. I just remember thinking, oh, I want to see that, and I never saw it.
You know what? I was super excited to see the Anchorman movies, and I was not let down. But a lot of people don't like them.
They don't?
No, I think Aaron Hansen says he doesn't like them very much.
Aaron also doesn't like The Dark Knight.
That's true.
Okay, we can... Stepping off my soapbox, you can talk about Anchorman. We'll save The Dark Knight for whenever the time calls for.
Anchorman, I think I liked Anchorman 2 better than the first one in some parts.
Really?
Especially when...
I like the they do a lot of better of, like, this isn't how people interact with each other, and I think that's for the shining beacon of comedy in the Anchorman films.
I think...
Where it's like, I have it on cruise control. It's not autopilot.
You know that's only for speed, right?
They just parade
yeah.
I love that. That's good.
I think
I'm blind.
I think that my two favorite scenes in that movie are the beginning when he's yelling at his son about drinking horse pee, a hot frothing bowl of horse pee, and then at the end of the movie,
he took him to go see cockfights or something, right?
Yeah. And then at the end of the movie where he trips and he goes blind and he chugs a bottle of ketchup, he's like, how many times do I have to say it? I'm blind.
I like the stuff with Brick.
Ron, that's like 3 or 4 good swigs.
And my favorite bit from the first movie is Sex Panther.
That's a good one.
I love that so much. It's made of actual panther pieces. It's banned in like 9 countries.
60% of the time it works. All the time.
And then they just look at each other.
That doesn't make sense.
That's what killing you means. I rewatched Infinity War Christmas Eve, and I was reminded how good of a movie it is. I love that movie so much.
It's a good one.
How many times have you seen it?
I've seen it...
I think you've only seen it once.
I've seen it twice. 3 times if you count that time. I watched like the first 20 minutes and then passed out because we were up at like 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah, it was just me and Alan watching it.
Uh-huh.
And we both saw Endgame a couple times.
Yes.
Because there's a lot there. It's
a
3-hour-long movie. That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
But, Infinity War is definitely more of an easy pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have as much to do with continuity, and it focuses a lot of the story around Thanos, which I think is really good. It really builds him as a villain.
Oh, definitely.
It makes you were frightened. Like, whenever they go to get the Reality Stone from the Collector, and it's like, you realize that Thanos set up the whole situation because he already has the Reality Stone.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
Is that pity I sense in you, daughter? And he walks out from the illusion.
You remember all the memes that came out of Infinity War? It's like...
I'm sorry, little one.
That's a good one. I was thinking about, so this is your boyfriend. I like him. He warps out, he warps back in, no homo.
Yeah.
And then he leaves again. That was one of my favorites.
That's good.
I loved that one.
I still use I'm sorry, little one now and again.
You do. You really like that one.
It's pretty funny. Just saying. But, yeah. I noticed something. Whenever I watched Far From Home, Marvel movies don't feel the same.
They don't.
I don't know why. I feel like Endgame was a good bookend,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's gonna take some time for me to get really back into them.
Things you never had. I'm sorry.
But anyways, on the subject of Marvel movies, I did really like Far From Home. I thought it was really, really solid. It had a lot of good character moments. I feel like Endgame was a good bookend, and that they should have taken a couple of years, like a year or so off, for you to really just like set in. And maybe they put like some TV shows on Disney Plus or something. I feel like that would be like a good way to take a break, because that's what they're doing with Star Wars.
Yep.
Like, Episode 9 came out. They're probably not going to be putting out a new Star Wars movie for another little bit, and so they're putting like they put The Mandalorian out.
Yep.
Really like The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm. I've been hearing good things.
I think you can watch that without knowing much about Star Wars.
I'm probably still gonna finish the movies anyway. Like I'm gonna watch 5 and 6, then 7, 8, 9 with Aubrey or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I kind of have the itch to just watch the whole thing in chronological order, like the prequels, and then it'll be 1, 2, the Clone Wars TV show, 3, Star Wars Rebels, 4.
Oh, you mean like everything?
Yes.
Ooh, wow.
4, 5, 6, The Mandalorian, and then the trilogy.
I thought
the Skywalker trilogy.
I thought The Mandalorian was like after all the new movies too.
No, it takes place like his first mission. He goes to this old Imperial guy, and so it is fresh off the Empire. Like, he still has stormtroopers and stuff.
Okay.
And they look, I mean, the First Order has stormtroopers. Yeah, but they look different. They're like original brand stormtroopers.
Yep.
All
right.
On the subject of stormtroopers, I feel like I'm talking a lot.
No, it's a podcast, man. We're meant to talk.
Yeah, but like it's been mostly me.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go on your tangent.
Okay, so I've been watching a lot of videos recently about like at the Disney parks. They have Disney ate Star Wars, and Lucasfilms as a whole. So like they have Indiana Jones, which I'm happy they haven't touched that. But anyways, they've been doing a lot of Star Wars based stuff, a lot of attractions, and recently I've been watching a lot of videos where like it's like stormtroopers talking with people. Like there was this one video, and it was like Kylo Ren and a bunch of stormtroopers walking out. And there was people on both sides. This guy walked up with a lightsaber, and he said, "Stop, Imperial scum," or something like that. And a stormtrooper walks up, he pushes the guy's lightsaber down, and he says, "If there is a last Jedi, it's not you." And then he just continues walking. I love that.
That's good.
That's really good.
That's really good. I like that.
I thought that was a real funny.
I don't know if that's like real funny.
Well, it's because you're a loser.
I am a loser. You're absolutely right. I'm glad you can take down my self-esteem so that yours can be higher.
You always have to be like this. No, we have to make sure that people know that we're joking.
We're joking. A lot of our comedy is like we joke about tearing each other down, or like, well, no.
No?
Like we fake. Like every once in a while we'll look at each other and we'll like wink, and like maybe give a, and like that's a lot of our humor. Like we tear each other down and we're like immediately we both look sad for a second and we burst out laughing.
Yeah. Or like well, after an insult we'll just leave like an awkward silence.
Yeah, and then we'll start laughing. Rusty, what do you think? What do you think the hardest laughing fit I've ever given you was?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel really bad because I can't remember a lot of stuff off the top of my head. If we got to talking about stuff, I'm sure I would.
Dude, I remember the hardest time you've ever gotten me to laugh. I think it might have been the first New Year's I've ever spent here. We were up in your room. I think you were playing Just Cause 2 or something. And you're like, give me a voice in a scenario. I'm like,
oh, Kermit!
Kermit's getting frustrated at the self-checkout.
Yes!
I could not breathe.
That's one of the best bits I've probably ever done,
I
think.
That's a legendary bit.
The hardest you ever made me laugh, I don't know. I think you were tearing something apart. Because every once in a while you go on really angry rants. It makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's like,
I got to find something to go on a rant about for the podcast, but
yeah,
you
get
go
really
on.
impassioned about it. Like, it's something popular that especially if it's something popular that you don't get,
Uh-huh.
and you just completely dissect why it sucks.
Yes.
I only get like that every once in a while. Sorry, I thought that Lily was over there.
Oh,
Just like shirts.
I know there was something recently that I was able to perfectly dissect why I hate it.
That's awesome. I always feel like it's a fun opportunity to just rant. Like, I was walking with Alan, and I was walking around, and we started talking about something. I forget what, but somehow I ended up on the subject of like prejudice. I was like, how in the year of 2019? Well, it's about to be 2020.
Yep.
You're probably going to be seeing
Yeah,
this in 2020.
it's a few hours until 2020.
Nice. But anyways, how in the year 2019 do we still have people who judge other people based off of skin color or like sexual preference?
I feel like a lot of that is like older people like rubbing off on some of the young, like how they raise their young.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big part of it. Maybe even some of the news rubbing off on people.
Yeah, that sucks. People should just like be allowed to be people, in my opinion. If you're gay, that's cool.
That's fine.
I don't care.
As long as you don't try to touch my butt.
Yeah.
I mean, unless like if both parties are interested, go ahead.
Yeah. If you're
you struggling over there?
If you are up to my standards, you can.
Rusty, I think it's been long enough that you should abandon standards.
Okay, that's a fair point. I'm not gonna feel like someone please touch my butt. That's where I was going with that. I was gonna say if you meet my standards, you can touch my butt. You had to. You can't see, but I put on my serious face. I looked at Gavin, dead serious for a second. I couldn't maintain it.
He couldn't hold it.
No.
Just like he couldn't hold my righteous butt.
You are worthy for such a task.
Oh my goodness. But Aaron had a similar argument with this. Like, some people will say, like, they don't know how to write female characters. Like, just write them as a person and then give it the adjective, the pronoun she.
Yes! Oh my god! Sorry.
It's fine.
Whenever I write something, so Gavin and I have our own little superhero thing.
That's one of the recurring items on our list.
Yeah. And so we have a character, her name was Starlight, but we changed it because of the boys.
Yes.
Her name is now Morningstar. But she's like, she's kind of like Captain Marvel. And, I don't know if I haven't fleshed out her sexuality for her, but she is at least into girls.
Yes.
So.
I mean, who isn't?
I mean, like, that was just something I came up with on the spot. I felt like that would be an interesting thing.
Yeah.
And, like, other than that, I just wrote her in an interesting way.
Yeah, like, Rusty and I, we have like our whole little, like, our own DC Marvel universe that we're slowly developing. And I think it's a lot of fun, especially drawing the characters. I think that might be the most fun part.
I gotta get back to doing that.
So do I. I really do.
Dude.
We should probably have a whole podcast just on, like, the superhero thing.
We can probably designate an episode or something to it.
Yeah, just like one. Can we just agree that Captain America probably has the lamest superpowers? He has increased reflexes and strength and durability.
Yeah, but like, he's so pure.
He's pure. He's a good character, but I don't think his power set is all that amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Man doesn't have any powers, but he's still super flashy. Batman's Batman.
Yeah.
He doesn't need superpowers.
Okay, so there's an event that happened recently. And, well, not super recently. It's been going on for a while because the writers are slow. But there was an event. Okay, I'm looking at the waveform on the mic, and it makes me look like I'm very quiet. So I'm half tempted to just really get close, which it doesn't seem to help much. So I don't really care.
I don't know why my voice is like this. Is my normal. This is how I've been speaking the whole time. I don't know if it's like bouncing off the wall because like I'm looking at the PC a lot.
Gavin even like tilted the microphone towards me.
And it's still not
it
great.
still detects me as being quiet. But anyways, there was an event called Doomsday Clock, and leading up to that, they had an event called The Button, where they find like the Watchmen button in the Batcave, and Batman goes to like research about it. Reverse Flash shows up in the Batcave, and he just takes it to Batman. Because what are you gonna do? What's he gonna? He has nothing to combat that, and so he just gets whooped. And he just like buys his time for the Flash to get there. Which, you know, I think that as much as I love Batman as a character, he is only human.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, dude needs to get his butt kicked.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone's got to put Batman in his place.
Yeah. Like I'm okay. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant here.
Go ahead.
I hate it whenever people write Batman as like, oh, I'm ready for anything, any possible situation. Like, that's kind of dumb.
Yes.
I like Batman as a detective.
Mm-hmm.
I like Batman as like there are other smart people. Whenever that's like a thing with geniuses in general in fiction.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it whenever you take someone like Tony Stark. He's like an engineer.
Yes.
You take him and you make him smart in everything.
That's not okay.
Yeah, that's dumb. Because then, what are other characters going to be smart in?
Like, isn't it just like Tony Stark? He does like a lot of nanotech and a bunch of like weapon systems and stuff.
Yeah, he is. I just brought Tony Stark up as like an example, but he has mostly maintained just like an engineer, you know, like weapons specialist.
Yeah.
Sort of skill set. Meanwhile, like someone like Bruce Banner is more like a physicist. And so, like, there's a little bit of overlap between the two characters.
A little.
But, like, then you have someone like Reed Richards, who is a physicist, an engineer, and then, like, whatever.
Yeah.
But what differentiates him is that he is, like, the Fantastic Four is a lot about, like, going out into space, discovering the unknown and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that is a good thing that differentiates them. But in comics, a lot of times, they'll be like, Batman has, like, mech suits and stuff.
What?
And yeah, it's dumb! Why does he need a mech suit? It's like, dude, there's a Batman story I really like. It's called Hush.
You've told me about this one.
Yes. There is a part in the story where Poison Ivy uses her, like, plants and stuff to control Superman. And Batman puts on a kryptonite ring, and he says, even with the kryptonite ring, it almost broke his hand to, like, punch Superman in the jaw. And I think that is like, a good example of Batman winning in a situation. Well, he's technically, I think he's hardly able to fend off Superman. Which, understandable.
Yeah,
Superman.
Yeah, Superman.
But, you know, he's still taking damage. He's still feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
He's still human. I feel like whenever you lose Batman as a character is whenever you take away his humanity. I feel like, because in DC, you have all of these crazy powerful people. You have Superman, you have Wonder Woman, like Green Lantern, like Martian Manhunter, all of these super powerful characters. And you have Batman. I feel like the thing that Batman brings to the table is his humanity.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You're okay.
And I think that is his interactions and like his rogues gallery. I think that everything is so good because of how human it is. Like, like the Joker, like all of his villains represent like different parts of him and stuff. Like Bane is like, I guess Joker would be the more. Bane and the Joker are like my two favorite Batman villains.
Understandably.
And they both represent, like, Joker has like the methodical thing, but he is chaotic.
Yep.
And he doesn't care. He just wants to see anarchy. He wants to cause chaos. And he is smarter than Batman, so he's always a step ahead of him. And then the reason Batman is able to foil his schemes is like because he finds a way. Like typically it's circumstantial. And I like Bane a lot because Bane in a lot of ways is like Batman. Like he lost his parents at a young age, but he lost his parents in a prison, and so he got raised in an environment where he was forced to be strong.
Yeah, so like Batman was adopted by the darkness and molded by it. Bane was born into it.
Bane was born in the darkness. Yes. As funny as that line is, as memed as it is, it perfectly represents the difference between Bane and Batman.
Yeah.
Batman went out of his way. I mean, sure, you could say he was forced into it, like, because his parents are dead, and so he.
Well, he was quote unquote forced into it.
Yeah.
Like he had very
Bane
little.
was literally forced into.
Yeah, Batman
Bane
had very few options.
Yeah. Bane had very he was either get strong and get smart or die. And so what did Bane do? He became one of the strongest and one of the smartest.
Yep.
Well, as you can be as human.
Uh-huh.
And that's why I like him so much. He is like the anti-Batman. He is Batman, but if.
But like if you were raised by a bad gang, a bad gang of people, that group.
Like Bane isn't really a villain sometimes. He just he's an anti-hero.
Yep.
And I think that he is because like he does his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't if he feels like it's to his advantage, he will team up with somebody. He'll team up with a hero. But I feel like that type of storytelling where you bring out it like Superman, you lose him. I feel like you lose him whenever you bring him too OP.
Yes.
Like obviously, I like it whenever Superman walks through like a bad guy like he's nothing, but you also have to have like things that can still fight him, like Darkseid.
Yeah.
Or like.
Well, even
Doomsday.
then, isn't Darkseid like a one, like he's the only Darkseid in all of existence?
The way that it's explained is like Darkseid is like there is one Darkseid that is like a higher being, and he has like lesser Darkseids across every universe. They are all different like embodiments of him. And so.
But it's like one consciousness, right? It's not like all linked to one consciousness.
I think that they are all just. I think that they are all linked. I don't know. You're gonna.
Whatever. My point is, Darkseid is himself overpowered.
Yes, but I feel like that's okay with a villain.
Yeah.
Because it's like.
Because like you're supposed to, the heroes are supposed to like, oh, they're helpless, but in the final moments they overcome adversity and poverty.
I feel like Superman works best on a team because he is like. I mean, like I like Superman's solo storytelling, but he doesn't have that many villains that are great.
Yeah.
Like Lex Luthor is about it. Like Lex Luthor, occasionally General Zod will be written in an interesting way. I dare you, comment section. Tell me an interesting Superman villain. Do not say Doomsday. Doomsday is just the Hulk. Okay, we both shrugged. But anyways.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot of comic book villains either. I know like the big names, like Joker and Bane, obviously.
Yeah.
I know of Thanos, Juggernaut.
Yeah.
I know a few. I know the big names.
Juggernaut's pretty crazy powerful too.
Oh yeah, I love him. So good.
In the comics, he gets a little broken. Okay, so in the comics, he gets his powers from this gem called the.
Wait. Before we wander into Marvel territory,
okay.
I just want to remind you that at the end of January, Joker's added to Mortal Kombat 11.
Yes.
January 28th.
They changed up his look too.
They did?
Yeah, they make him. He doesn't look like he's seen his style. He looks a little bit more disheveled now.
Okay, all right, I can respect that.
I like that. I love the Joker.
The Joker's great.
I love him so much.
He had the one fatality, heroic brutality in
breaks your
MKDC.
Hold on, no, it was Lex Luthor where it breaks your neck, right?
No, Lex Luthor does the clap and your head's a pancake.
That game is bad.
It was terrible.
That game is so bad.
In Mortal Kombat 9, Shang Tsung had a fatality where he turns into a clown and he pulls out like the fake gun and it's like the flag comes out and it says bang,
yeah.
and then he pulls out a real gun and blows your head off. I really hope.
I hope they carry over that.
I don't think that should be a fatality. I think that should be a brutality. Like maybe.
Oh yes, yeah. Like, he has a fake gun.
Or maybe like a command grab or something. I don't know. Just throwing out some ideas. But I really hope he has like a fake gun brutality or something.
Okay, so you jogged my memory. So I'm sure you're aware that like Batman the Animated Series, Justice League the Animated Series, they all existed in like the same universe and they were all continuous. People loved it.
Yeah.
There was a sequel series, Batman Beyond, which was kind of like they looked into the future of that timeline, and it's revealed in one of the Batman Beyond movies how the Joker died, and so he takes He takes one of the Robins. He takes, I think it's Tim Drake, which is my least favorite Robin, ironically enough. So obviously you have Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing.
Yep.
Jason Todd becomes the Red Hood, and then God, I just lost his name too. Tim Drake. Tim Drake becomes Red Robin.
Red Robin, young.
Yep, which is like the lamest name ever.
And then Damian Wayne becomes a ninja.
Yeah, Damian Wayne's awesome. I love Damian Wayne.
I think Damian Wayne's my favorite Robin.
I like Dick. Don't take that out of context. Dick Grayson. You hear that? I love Dick Grayson. I love Jason Todd. I like Damian. Gavin's having a real kick with that.
I'm gonna sample that. And make it my text tone for whenever I receive a message from you. Yeah, don't say it again. Don't give me another good sample.
Anyways, so the Joker abducts Tim Drake, and he starts to like Jokerize him, and he, of course, like he experiments on him and stuff.
Yeah.
And he yells at Batman. He's like, "Oh, Batman! I've taken your son and made him mine." So he like brings out little Tim Drake, and he looks like a little Joker. He's got the big grin on his face.
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
And meanwhile, Batman and Joker are fighting. He's on the sidelines. He picks up one of the Joker's like prop guns, and he pulls the trigger, and the flag comes out. And he pulls the trigger again, and shoots the flag into the Joker.
Oh!
Into his chest. And he falls backwards onto a crate. He says, "That's not funny." And he dies. I love that.
That's
and then Tim Drake drops the gun and he starts to laugh and then he starts to cry and it's a really good character moment.
That's kind of funny.
I love that.
I think that's a great spin on the prop gun.
Yeah.
You pull the trigger, it's the flag. You pull it again, it shoots.
Yeah, I like that. That's a really good way to do that. I also like God, how do we get into comic books?
It doesn't matter. We're having a regular conversation as we would just with we're recording it for the entertainment of others.
I like the Joker is really good. He's a really solid character.
Mm-hmm.
Circling back to the Dark Knight.
There you go.
As mentioned earlier, Aaron Hansen from the Game Grumps does not like the Dark Knight.
It's one of his favorite movies to rag on.
The Dark Knight Rises, I think, is his favorite movie to rag on. He's in it. He's okay about the Dark Knight. I love the Dark Knight. I think it is a very good movie, and I think it treats Batman very well.
I've heard that it's very good.
Yeah.
From you.
Gavin hasn't seen it because he's a dumb boy.
I'm not into DC movies, man. I can't remember the last time I've seen a good DC movie.
But it's Batman.
It's Batman. You got me there.
I'll show you it sometime.
Okay.
For sure.
Yep. I'm down to watch the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, they're pretty solid. Dark Knight's the best. The other two are fine. I like Batman Begins more than Rises, but I really like Bane in Rises. As a meme, and also because he is sometimes genuinely intimidating.
Mr. Batman.
Mr. Batman.
Oh.
I said I'd kill you, Mr.
Oh my god, I hate that. I thought Bane. I thought they would do something like they did with the Hulk in MCU. I thought they'd have like a big man in a green suit.
That's what they did in.
Instead of just.
They did in Batman Forever.
With
Batman and Robin.
Well, in the Dark Knight, isn't Bane just like some dude in a beater?
No, he doesn't have a beater. He's got like a bulletproof vest on.
Right.
Combat boots and pants.
Yeah, but that's not how I picture.
He's real ripped, though.
I don't remember him being ripped.
He's super ripped.
Let me look up some pictures.
He is yoked. Tom Hardy, bro.
He's yoked. That's one of my favorite words for it.
He's beefcaked, but he's also like 5'9", so they had to put him in high heels, and they had to angle the camera right to make him look bigger than Batman. But anyways.
All right. He's pretty big. Yep.
Yep.
I still imagine it being a little bit bigger, but like this is a realistic.
I forget where I was going with this. Oh, I was talking about Dark Knight.
Yep.
Dark Knight. They do a really good job with the Joker. Like I said, like 3 times before, I love the Joker. And I love getting different interpretations of him that like still have the same end goal. Where it's like he's all about chaos. Gavin, you're making some faces. Can I ask what you were looking at?
I just looked up Bane Dark Knight. and I kept scrolling, and I was not disappointed when I found. I don't know what website this is. Oh, it's Amazon. This is one of the pictures they use to advertise the product.
You can see that's not skin. He's wearing a costume.
It's like
that looks so silly.
it's like a man.
He's not even bald either. He's just got short.
Well, no,
hair.
it's like the mask that's for sale. It's like the Bane mask that's for sale.
Oh.
It like covers his face, and it does look.
His eyes.
It does look like the mask from the movies, but like the man in the picture, he's got his eyes wide open.
Oh, Batman!
Like something just dropped on his toe.
But anyways, I like the Joker in the Dark Knight because he tries to make it he tries to make it seem like he doesn't plan out what he does. I mean, obviously, he just wants to seed chaos, but that does require a lot of planning. It's not all off the cuff. So, in his planning, and another reason I like the Dark Knight, because, like I said about the Joker, he is smarter than Batman in this movie. Batman, he does not know how the Joker thinks until, like, he is put in a situation at the end of the movie where the Joker is actually wrong. And so, that's where he gets taken in. And I think that that's a good way to write the character. Like, throughout the movie, he claims to just, like, he tells, crap. Two-Face. What's his name? I can't remember. Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent is in the hospital after he gets the facial injury.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks up to him, and he tells him that he's just a dog chasing cars, and he wouldn't know what to do if he caught one. And I think that there's a little bit of truth in that, because obviously he's an anarchist, you know? So, but he's also very tactical and intelligent and scheming. He planned, there's a part in the movie where he gets arrested, and he planned that. He planned to be arrested, because he knows they wouldn't find anything on him. Like, they do fingerprints, and everything, and they can't find anything about him. And which is another thing I like about the Joker, the sort of vagueness to him. He could be, like, anyone who is, a Caucasian male. And I think that is another thing, because it's like, it's like Batman has to work to hide his identity. The Joker is just, it's like he just appeared there one day. You know?
Yeah.
I think that that's a cool dichotomy. I think I'm done talking about comics.
You think you're done talking about comics?
Yeah.
Well, I think we should wrap up the podcast because we've been on for about a couple hours. I think we might have like a good 90 minutes. Once we cut out that bit that we had technical difficulties, we have at least 90 minutes recorded.
Yeah. So that's good. And I'm not sure what day this is going to go up. It's probably going to be
Hopefully by the end of the first week of the new year. So like before January 7th, I mean, not by like Saturday or Friday.
And then all goes to plan. We should be doing this weekly, maybe not.
I don't
on the day.
Yeah, not like to the day, but like maybe once a
week or so.
I don't know about every week. Maybe does the Super Mega Cast do it every week? I thought they did it every
weekly.
Oh. How about like bi-weekly? Because like I'm some weekends I'm like super busy with work.
Yeah. We can do bi-weekly. I don't care.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Well, also like I don't want to be like up your butt and like doing, because like if we do this like every week, it's gonna be like YouTube. Like I'm gonna need time to recharge.
Yeah.
Because like I always take a break for a couple weeks in December just to like unwind from the monotonous like setting up my camera and saying, "Hey everybody," and then making some funnies and then getting off.
Because you have to like put on a persona almost. Like even this is probably about as unfiltered as we're going to be.
Yeah.
But we still cannot be fully unfiltered.
Yeah, but like On YouTube, I have to be like really social.
Yeah, you. If I was streaming, I wouldn't really have to care about like what I say or anything like that. What?
I'll talk to you about this after the podcast. Anyway,
If I were streaming or something, I wouldn't really care because I don't. There's no one who to watch my stuff and be like, "Oh, Rusty said the swear bads."
on my stream when I'm streaming, I'm a lot more buoyant and a lot more out like
Yeah,
more vocal.
You have to put on the Let's Player face.
I have
or
to
else
be
it's
more
not going to be
vocal because
interesting.
when I'm alone playing Call of Duty, like on the streams, I'm gonna be like, oh man, that was such a good kill. Like I opened the door and there was a proximate. That's a good play. I gotta remember that one for later. Or like I'll analyze like out loud. I'll think about and explain why that was a good play or how I respect how I got killed. But like when I'm playing alone, I'm kind of just sitting there. I'm like, man, crap, this is frustrating.
Exactly. It's whenever you're playing a game, whenever I play a game by myself, I only say things if I thought, oh, that was easy, or oh my god, this is hard.
Yeah, like you don't formulate out loud.
Yeah, I don't just sit in my room talking to nobody.
Like every once in a while when I'm like super concentrated, I like mumble to myself.
Yeah.
But like we're getting off on a whole nother tangent.
I feel like that's okay.
It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine.
Conversation. But yeah, I used to do that whenever I was little because I would watch so much Let's Players that I would just, whenever I would play games, I would just think out loud and I would just say, I would just say whatever was on my mind as I was playing.
Yeah. Well, so we're gonna be doing this bi-weekly, like at least
for sure.
At least two a month. This was a lot of fun. Really, it was.
Yeah, because Gavin and I, as much as we hang out with each other, we don't just sit down and have a long form conversation.
We usually play games or something, and we get sidetracked by something else.
Yeah.
But like just.
I guess that's just like a product of. Oh, I'm gonna sound old again. Our overstimulated lifestyle.
Yeah. I don't think you sound old. I think you're just speaking the truth, brother.
Okay, brother.
That calling you brother was kind of old.
I say man and dude all the time. I speak like a freaking hippie.
All right, thank you guys for checking this out. I don't know how well people are gonna respond to this because usually I just put up gameplay, but this is just an image of me and my buddy talking for a couple hours.
Yeah.
I really hope that people enjoy this. I hope it can bring more. I want to get more diverse content.
Yeah, dude, we should start filming skits and stuff again.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to. Maybe eventually we can start like a secondary channel.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the goal with this too, right?
Yeah.
Like, if this is successful enough, we'll try to roll it over into its own thing.
Yeah.
And we'll have a little bit more freedom.
Yeah. But thank you guys for checking this out at least. Like we said, we had a lot of fun recording this. We can't wait to do it some more.
Peace.
See ya, buddies. Don't forget to like the video. Leave some comments for Rusty. What was your request earlier?
Superman.
A good Superman villain.
Yes. And don't say Doomsday.
No Doomsday. Leave a good Superman villain in the comments. Subscribe. Turn on the notifications.
I just thought of one. Cyborg Superman.
Cyborg Superman?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sure. All right. I'll give you that one. Don't kill each other before my next stream. I need you guys there to support me.